Hello guys, welcome to another day with Zimaleta. Thank you so much for watching me. I really appreciate you guys. I could definitely see there's a lot of regular people on my channel that's been watching my videos and stuff. I really appreciate it. Currently we have like about 32,000 to 35,000 views per month on my channel. This channel has really came a long way from a year ago when I actually started it. And I'm really happy to be here for you guys. And my channel kind of started out to be as an informative type of channel, and you guys have seen that. And some of my videos you've seen, like when I was starting out in the beginning, I've really tried hard. I was kind of shy, like being the voice behind the camera. I was not even showing my face in some of my first videos and stuff, because I really did not think my channel was gonna go anywhere. It does not feel like somebody was watching me. It just felt like I'm talking to a wall. And of course I don't anymore, and I'm really happy to say that, because a lot of you guys have been staying in touch with me and have been commenting and stuff like that. And there's a lot of videos that's getting ready to be made on my channel. This is sort of like a little update, kind of like what's going on. And the video that you've seen prior to this one, you basically seen a video where I just bought another Sprinter. I wanted to kind of tell you a little bit more about that Sprinter and what I'm kind of getting ready to do with that Sprinter. That Sprinter is basically going to be kind of like, I'm gonna call it a challenge. Maybe not so much a challenge, but why am I trying to use those words? Because it has been at two shops. Both of them claim to be really good, mechanics and stuff, that they work on Sprinters, and none of them could figure out what's wrong, and that kind of thing. But that Sprinter belonged to a friend of mine, and I actually recorded a whole video and stuff on this topic when I didn't know much about it. I just decided to just go ahead and make a fresh video and to just put it in this way, like in this video for you guys. That way it's not gonna like throw you way off and you don't know like what the heck is going on. But anyways, the Sprinter that I bought, it's a 2005 white Sprinter that you see now. I basically towed it from Florida. I actually towed it from Fort Pierce, Florida. Okay, now the shop that it was in, the last shop that it was in, they're basically a bunch of crooks, dishonest type of shop. And I'm not gonna say the name of the shop. Now if somebody emails me, of course it's going to be more private, then I could tell you what shop to avoid. But I don't want to have my channel to be kind of like all about negativity and stuff like that. I want to focus on the positive. So the main thing I want to for to come out of this type of video in the beginning is to be more like a learning experience for you guys. What to look out for when you actually have a breakdown, your vehicle does not start or whatever, and you gotta take it to a shop somewhere, have somebody look at it. And you guys gonna have to do that at some point, because when you're traveling as an expediter, and some of you guys might not be expediters, I am. I know a lot of you guys that watch my channel, you're expediters or van enthusiasts or whatever, which is cool. But as an expediter, you'll run into situations where you're on the road somewhere, not even 500 miles away, you could be like 1,000 miles away, and you have a breakdown, and where are you gonna go? You don't have no tools, you don't have no parts, you gotta go somewhere. You're gonna have to get your vehicle towed to some kind of shop. They're probably gonna talk the world to you and stuff, and you're gonna have to make a decision whether to believe them or not. And so the reason for my channel is to inform you guys a little bit, at least you understand what's going on with your vehicle. Maybe you're not in a position to fix it at that moment, but at least you're like, that Zimaleta guy, he told me this, and it might be this, so look into this, whatever. I know that might be sounding kind of funny, but without going into details. But the reason for it's just to inform you, because some of you guys are mechanics out there. Like I've been responding to some comments today and yesterday. There was actually some, I guess, mechanics commenting on my videos. Who knows? It is nice, I guess, to get their attention, but mechanics out there, thank you for commenting. I mean, if you're trying to make fun of me, don't try too hard, because I'm not an expert, I'm not a mechanic, but I'm here to protect you guys from mechanics like the one in, basically the one that's located in Fort Pierce, Florida. Because here's what happened, guys. One of my friends chose to only tell me this 1 month later, after his vehicle stopped running, and I actually met him on the road. He was not a viewer like you guys, because I actually met him before I was making videos and stuff. And He's a good friend of mine now, and he was in Florida. Well, his driver was. The van basically turned off while he was driving, and that's it. It would not come back on anymore. Okay, it was done. You know, so all it does is just cranks over. So he basically towed it to one of the shops, and that shop told him, oh, it's probably a crankshaft sensor and camshaft position sensor, that kind of thing. And he says, I don't think it is. But they're like, well, we think that's what it is, so let us replace it and that kind of thing. And so he said to them, all right, if you replace it and it doesn't work, do I owe you any money? They're like, no, that's fine. We're not going to charge you anything if we're wrong, but we're pretty much sure that's what it is. So he says, okay, well, you know, he's not going to be at a loss, you know. So basically they replaced a camshaft sensor and a crankshaft sensor. And, well, it did not fix the problem. They were nice enough to come out and say, you're right, we're wrong, you don't have to pay us nothing. So you could just take the vehicle to the shop of your choice and have them look at it. So he looked around on his own and he found himself another shop in Fort Pierce, Florida. He calls up and to that shop and he's like, hey guys, I got the Sprinter, blah, 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 I got this problem, like, we could fix it. We have like over 2,000 of them come through our shop, you know, we know what we're doing, we're Sprinter mechanics and this and other thing, so bring it here. We could find what it is, and you know, it's not gonna be no problem, you know. So he takes it down there, and they bring it in, and you know, for diagnostics, okay, for diagnostics. And so why am I saying that? Why am I kind of like laughing a little bit? He brings it in for diagnostics, only to be told he needs to pay for diagnostics $465, okay. I know some of you guys might be thinking, whoa, diagnostics that much. Yeah, that's not crazy. So so here's what they did. They replaced crankshaft sensor and the camshaft sensor after he told them not to touch those pieces to replace because it was just done at the shop. And guess what? They're gonna do it anyways, and they're gonna charge him hourly rate for replacing that, even though they did not even tell him they're gonna do that. They didn't tell him none of the stuff they were getting ready to perform. They didn't tell him their prices or whatnot. They said, we're gonna do diagnostics, so we're gonna, I guess, tell you what's wrong. Well, they did. They said $465. It's probably gonna cost you another $9 grand to get this vehicle out of here. And better yet, why don't you just buy one of our Sprinters here? Just trade this one in and get this 2006 we got over here for $16,000 after trade-in, of course. $16,000 for, you know, 2006. I know that they're good Sprinters, guys, but $16,000, it's a little bit much, you know, to ask. You know, I did, however, drove out there to that location, and they did have some nice looking Sprinters. Somebody really did a really good job restoring them, so I'll give him that much. But $16,000, I guess, I don't know, might be still too much to ask for. They were nicely painted and stuff like that, but you know. But anyways, that's besides the point. So before I continue that, you know, to that, so here's my advice to you guys. When you take your vehicle in, like some kind of like a mechanic, I don't care who it is, okay? We're not talking about a dealer, because the dealer is going to be a little bit more honest than some of these other ones, even, and you might be surprised with the dealer. I mean, they only have employees working there, so you gotta be careful. You gotta ask questions. So when you take it in for diagnostics, make sure you ask those guys. You're like, is this going to be like a set fee? Ask them, is it like a flat price diagnostics? And they're going to say, yes. Well, how much are you charging? Typically, they're going to say, well, you know, we're going to charge you, like, for instance, $150 for diagnostics if you basically choose not to have the vehicle worked here in the shop. And we're going to charge you maybe like $75 if you actually have us work on it. So, you know, typically that's not exact prices, guys, but that's kind of usually what they'll say is they'll give you a higher price to diagnose if you're going to take the vehicle away, and a little bit smaller price to diagnose if you're going to leave it there, you know. And I guess you're going to need to ask them, what are you going to diagnose about it? Are you just going to hook up a computer to it and find out what codes it's going to give you and estimate on that? Or are you actually going to go in there and you're going to do a compression test, or you're going to try to put some parts on? Is it like, what is your process of diagnosing, okay? And guys, make sure you're going to get that stuff in writing. And here's another thing I want you to get in writing. Make sure you tell them, make your own letter. I don't care if you have to write it by hand, but make your own letter and have them sign it saying, do not replace any parts without my consent, and have them sign that, because it's ultimately they're gonna say, you gave us consent over the phone, and it's going to be your word against theirs, and guess who's gonna win? They're gonna win, because they're gonna think you're just one of those dissatisfied customers, and you're just trying to rip that chap off by not paying them what they're due. That's why I want you to have the written type of thing. Believe me, guys, I had to deal with this type of situations before.